Director of Magnet Programs for DPS.
I'm Beth Cross, Director of Advanced Academics for DPS. Welcome to our Hangout on ASW.
And at this time, the elementary principals have not submitted any questions, any particular questions about the ASW process, so we're going to use this broadcast to answer for you the same questions that the other group of principals asked at the principals meeting last Thursday. And the first question was, do teachers know about the ASW process, and if so, how will they know how to participate? Yes, all of the ASW subject area teachers were presented an overview of the ASW expectations if they were in attendance at the called meetings. And in addition, we, the subject area ASW leaders, will be notifying our teacher groups by subject area and schedule a series of ASW help sessions throughout the fall as this process unwinds. And these sessions will be communicated to the teachers via email and to the principals via the superintendent's newsletter.
So the next question is, who is required to participate? DPI, DPI mandates teacher participation for all teachers who meet the following criteria: elementary teachers of healthful living and PE, arts, and world languages who teach the same group or groups of students for at least 45 minutes a week, as well as secondary teachers in the areas of arts, healthful living and PE, world languages, advanced placement, international baccalaureate diploma, who teach those subject areas for 60% or more of their teaching schedule for the year.
Thanks, Beth. When do the teachers begin this process? We were just notified yesterday from North Carolina Department of Public Instruction that there has been a delay in the window of time in which teachers may go in and do a practice, validation, and confirmation of their teaching schedules. These teachers will be notified as soon as the system is up and ready for them to begin. At this point, we expect that the teachers will have to validate and confirm their teaching schedules within the PowerSchool and ASW portal sometime by the end of this month, or at the very latest by mid-October. And we don't really want to venture with guessing dates at this point, since there have been 2 delays at this point so far.
The next question is, what kinds of work samples do teachers need to collect? And we know that teachers are collecting work samples at the beginning of their unit, at the end of their units already. For ASW, it's the same thing. Teachers may collect and then upload almost any variety of student work sample. For example, quizzes, tests, essays. You're thinking more out of the box, like with photos, audio, video. However, the file size cannot exceed 10 megabytes per upload. And no student may be photographed or videoed without the photo release permission form from parents. There was some question about whether or not the DPI photo release form, the DPS photo release form was sufficient.
That's a typo, sorry.
But it has been determined that the DPS photo release form that we already use in our district is sufficient and will cover. So we don't have to use the DPI specific form. An important point about the work samples. Now, these student work samples or artifacts must clearly match the objective that the teacher has selected. As an example, if the objective states that students must demonstrate correct technique in some particular skill, then the work sample must show via quick video, photo, etc., the student actually demonstrating the skill, not talking about it, not explaining the correct technique. Teachers must pay close attention to the main verb in each objective. It could be demonstrate, recall, identify, understand, compare, in order to select an appropriate work sample that would best show student growth for that objective. Now, we will dedicate a significant part of one of the help sessions to objective selection and matching work samples to the objectives, because we would not want a teacher to have a low score because of that factor, that they didn't match the work sample to the objective. Now remember that the teachers will be collecting work samples per student per objective, a beginning point in time, and an ending point in time. So the unit might be 2 weeks. They would take a snapshot at the beginning of the 2 weeks and the end of the 2 weeks, whatever it is to teach that objective. They will only be collecting work samples for a total of 5 objectives, 1 or 2 per class, to add up to a total of 5.
Thank you. And finally, who should you or your teachers contact if you should have questions or you should run into operating issues with the system related to ASW? Depending on the subject area, the teachers should contact one of us, one of the 5 ASW subject area leaders. And I'm going to list those by subject area for you. World language teachers should contact Melissa Perez. Helpful living or PE teachers should contact Larry McDonald. All of the arts teachers, if they should have questions, should contact Mary Casey. AP teachers, Beth Cross, and IB diploma teachers, me, Margaret Henderson. Additionally, if you will Google, or they will Google, North Carolina NC DPI space ASW, that will take you directly to a pretty comprehensive wiki space dedicated to ASW information, and that's actually the most direct resource for teachers and for principals, because DPI is updating that wiki space all the time. And as of tomorrow, on the CIA website, there will be an ASW tab that not only will list the link to that ASW wiki space, but it will also include some important resources for teachers and for principals. The address to the CIA website is cia.dpsnc.net. And we thank you for your time.
Thank you.